So probably one of the most difficult things to comprehend is public key infrastructure. And if you've never implemented it before, then you probably don't know what I'm talking about. But really, it's the omnipotent solution for modern cryptography. I remember when I was working at NASA, helping to stand up not only the biometric system and the smart card infrastructure for the personal identification verification system, but helping to coincide that by standing up a LDAP X509 PKI infrastructure that housed the certificates was quite challenging, especially for 80,000 people. So in that case, and in the cases of PKI, it becomes very, very difficult if you don't have someone that has done it before. But just like everything, we got to start somewhere, right? And if you can't start somewhere, then you can't ever get to a place where you can feel comfortable about this stuff. But check out this keyword up at the definition at the top. It's a set of hardware, software, people, policies, and procedures. Did we leave anything out there? My goodness, they're talking about everything under the sun that could manage digital certificates. So digital certificates are put into an X509 standard. And the X509 standard is something just like the world says across the board. If my X509.cer file is not a legit certificate file, then it's non-compliant. We wouldn't be able to import it into our infrastructure, and it wouldn't be valid. You probably would be getting a big X on your SSL or something that you were trying to install. But everything revolves around this guy at the top right here, the certificate authority. That guy or girl is the one that literally holds the keys to the kingdom. And in this case, it's no different. But you, as a user, can't actually talk to the certificate authority. You have to have a proxy. And the proxy is this registration authority. So the RA is the person that sits between you and the Grand Poobah, the Wizard of Oz, the CA here, and allows you to communicate with the CA. So you aren't cool enough to talk to the certificate authority. And it becomes self-evident here, taking a look at this next picture. You can see that the CA looks like Capitol Hill or something like that up there with the big noble-looking, grandiose building, the certificate authority. But check it out. The user applies for issuing certificate. In a PKI, it's going to be a keyed pair. That's what we call it. But the user can't go and contact the Great Oz up at the top, the CA, right? He's got to go through the RA. And so out here on the Redstone Arsenal, we go to the one stop, or we go to VB3 or VB2.
Oh, yeah.
And see, we go up there. Those are the RAs. So the RAs verify your I-9 documentation, right? You got to come in there with something of interest to them, like a birth certificate, a passport, driver's license, a CAC. And essentially, what ends up happening is the RA, on behalf of you, will go ahead and put in the request to the CA. CA issues the public key information and then updates it back over to this VA, which the VA over here, which looks like the White House or something, right? That VA actually is the one that helps us send emails to other entities across the world. So that's really the federated identity and essentially the way that we can validate the different identities. And it works out beautifully by being able to do that. So then you get issued your public and private key, and now the fun can commence. So it's kind of neat if you've never seen this before. And on the next slide, they have a few different CAs that are out there. These are among many ones that are available, but these are some of the most popular ones.